Who's that hiding behind your bushes?
Today's big little recipe is all about broccoli rabe, which is one of my favorite vegetables. We are going to be making a broccoli rabe gratin with gratin.
Let us know in the comments.
Let us know in the comments. How do you pronounce? Before we get into it, make sure you like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then we can make more big little recipes together. The 3 ingredients that we'll need are obviously broccoli rabe. I have 3 bunches here, which seems like a lot. It's gonna seem like a lot in the pan, but it's really gonna cook down. A lot of cream, but you need it. And half a pound of cheddar cheese. So I have a sharp cheddar here. If you want something milder, that'll work too. And then honorary big little ingredients, kosher salt, freshly ground black pepper. These are gonna go a long way in this recipe. So broccoli rabe can be kind of like gritty and dirty. So you wanna make sure that you wash it really thoroughly. So I need the salad spinner. Thank you. And I am going to chop the stems and the leaves in all in one go and then transfer it to the salad spinner, give it a super good wash. And that's basically the hardest part of this recipe. So I'm finally chopping the stems of the broccoli rabe, and once I reach the leafy portion, I can chop a little bit more roughly. So I'm adding the chopped broccoli rabe to my salad spinner. This is my go-to way for cleaning greens, lettuces, anything that's like leafy. We're gonna fill it up as far as it'll go, fill it with water, swoosh everything around, pull up the greens, dump the water, and then repeat that until the water looks super clean. So now that all our broccoli rabe has been chopped, washed, dried, I am going to put it into a 9x13 baking dish. So this is going to seem wrong because it's really gonna be piled up. But in the oven, it is going to wilt down in the cream. The top is gonna get nice and crispy and crunchy. The bottom will be super silky. So it's all gonna work out. So this gratin was inspired by a kale gratin by Chef Renee Erickson. She has a bunch of awesome restaurants in Seattle. This is very similar in that there is a lot of vegetables, a lot of cream, and then a melty, cheesy top. So broccoli rabe is very bitter, but in this kind of treatment, that's actually a really nice thing because the cream is so rich, the cheese is like really rich and salty, and that bitterness is actually a perfect contrast. So it's sort of something to lean into here. So just kind of like mound it in there. It's not gonna be structurally sound, and that's okay. That's why we have this rimmed sheet pan below. So if there is any broccoli rabe that kind of jumps ship or cream that spills over, it's not gonna cause like a big issue in the oven. So it's really high over the baking dish. Once it's out of the oven, it's gonna be like, whew, it's like gonna have gone down so much. When I was testing this, I tried it with 2 bunches of broccoli rabe instead of 3. And by the time it came out of the oven, it was like, what is this? You know, like where's all my broccoli rabe? So 3 bunches is great. It's gonna work out. Should we do the cream and cheese?
Yeah.
To season the cream, we need 1.5 teaspoons of salt, which seems like a lot, but it's worth it. That was 3, right? And then 1 teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper, which is gonna be really nice with the cheddar, really nice with the cream. Okay, I'm gonna stir this together, and now we're gonna taste it. If the cream is under seasoned or you want it to be a little bit kickier with the pepper, like now is the time to do it. This is what the broccoli rabe is gonna be braising in the oven. So it's really important to get this step right. Do you wanna taste it, Justin?
Sure. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good.
Is
Spice,
it
salty, a little pepper kick. Yeah.
So our cream is good to go. And now I am going to grate our cheddar cheese. And I'm gonna use the coarse shreds. because it's gonna be melting in the oven a long time. So there's no need to go too fine with it. So now we are going to pour the cream on top of the broccoli rabe. So I'm gonna try to do this really slowly. Measuring cup with spout is really good, so you can do it as evenly as possible and get it nice and evenly distributed. It's still going. Okay, that's about it. So if anything fell, like a big cream drip or something, you can just wipe it up because otherwise it'll burn. And now I'm gonna sprinkle the cheese on top. We'll do that as evenly as possible. So all the broccoli rabe is treated. Almost there. We are going to bake the gratin at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for at least an hour, maybe up to an hour 15, an hour 20. And so our broccoli rabe gratin just came out of the oven. You wanna see the cheese is nice and blistered and browned. The broccoli rabe is crispy on the top, but nice and tender beneath. The cream has started to thicken a bit, but it's still nice and spoonable like a sauce. The full recipe for this broccoli rabe gratin is on food52.com. Let me know in the comments what you would serve this dish with, what kind of occasion you would make it for, and I'll talk to you next time.